The car I own today is not the exact same car from 42 months ago. It's completely different thanks to software updates for which no one has ever worked out the monetary value of this phenomenon as far as I'm aware, or at least tried to put a figure on it. Well, that is until now, as I've done the maths, well, attempted, and so I think the value of Tesla's software updates for the Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y actually stack up to thousands of dollars or pounds in my case. And the best part of that is that it's all for free to download for the average Joe. No additional costs or sign-ups involved. You literally just hit install when the latest release is available. It's idiot proof for all Tesla Model 3 and Model Y owners that they can do these updates. Now, for those that really aren't following my drift here, Tesla send these over-the-air software updates to your car over its lifetime for free, and these software updates are received either weekly or monthly apart. But the juicy part is that these updates can consist of major upgrades to the vehicle's performance, from increasing the range, upgrading a vehicle's efficiency and range in wintry conditions when traditionally it's cold, and it does tend to lower the vehicle's range. They even added adaptive headlights, or commonly referred to as matrix headlight-like features for UK and EU markets, adding a higher top speed for the vehicle, to less performance related and more convenient related features such as 360-degree dash cam, zoom calls, sentry mode, dog mode, Disney Plus app, live 360-degree viewing access from smartphone, detect uneven tyre wear, to just showing speed cameras and average speed zones live on the navigation. And did you know that BMW actually charged £25 per year for a similar speed camera feature alone? Yeah, me neither until now, and sometimes you just literally don't know how good that you've got it. This is exactly what my video will expose today. So in today's video, I will detail all of the major updates to hit the Model 3 and Y, and I'll skip over the FSD and the minor security updates, just the good stuff that gets you hyped about driving the car. B, what features I have gained over 3.5-year horizon myself, and C, rounding up the potential added value in dollars and pounds so you have the transparency on what has been delivered to me for free, for which I think you would fall off your seat when you hear the total. Not literally, but you know, you catch my drift, I hope. So strap yourself in if you haven't already. Appreciate if you could just like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into this bad boy. So to set the ground rules of how I've worked this out and where I've found the updates quoted in the video today, there isn't an exact science for this. And frankly, I've had to rely heavily on the competition showing their software subscription alternatives to truly provide a comparative monetary figure within automotive terms. That's right, to gain similar features, not even identical, but similar features, these are purchased as part of a subscription, ideally on a unlimited basis as well, but monthly or annually if a one-off is not allowed. Yes, you heard that right. So for transparency, most of the research does come from BMW's website, followed by Mercedes. In Tesla's corner, I've had to use Not a Tesla's update history to track down and manually observe each and every software update to see exactly what has been added to the car and when. It took me some time to note these down, but it's worth the wait, and it was cool just reliving these updates again. So what major updates were received before I owned the car? Well, in the run up to my ownership in 2019, it was a very active year for software upgrades. This might sound nostalgic for some old school buyers, but this included blind spot warning chime, which is a fairly popular feature today in 2024, auto folding mirrors based on location, and that's not very popular elsewhere, sentry mode and dash cam improvements. Now in 2024, this is a feature that's kind of included in limited fashion elsewhere in other vehicles. If you dodge an optional hardware cost, Mercedes will add this as part of their excellent package for a total of £695. BMW was more kind at £199, but Mercedes has bulked that package with other features. Anyhow, in 2017, Dog Mode was introduced, and the Model 3 Performance added a dedicated track mode app for the very first time. Us Brits and Europeans get to flex on the next one, but Auto High Beam was introduced in 2017, and we know this wasn't great. But the new Matrix headlights update in 2024 is a real game changer, and I speak from personal experience of how much this is an improvement over the 2019 Auto High Beam update. Anyhow, such a cost from BMW for High Beam Assist actually totals £200. Now, to pardon the pun, to speed through the other notable changes so we can physically total up the cost for the software upgrades that I've received over the past 3.5 years. In 2019, the Tesla Model 3 owners also got preconditioning capabilities, high-speed performance increase. The Model 3 performance went up to 162 miles per hour. Here's another crazy one for you that you might have forgotten. The DC rapid charging speed actually increased to 200 kilowatts for third-party chargers and 250 kilowatts for V3 chargers on the long range and performance Model 3s only. Lane departure avoidance and conditional speed limits made an appearance, as well as the Tesla Arcade, so that included new games, Netflix, YouTube, Twitch was installed for Tesla Theater, plus you had karaoke, camp mode, Joe mode, a 5% power increase, plus a feature that still many don't know exists today, and it actually has done since 2020, and that's calendar integration with navigation. So your phone app actually syncs with your calendar appointments and it actually navigates you to your next destination as per the appointment location noted in that calendar invite. Now, moving on to the main course, what major software updates have I received since taking ownership in December 2020 for my 2021 Tesla Model 3? And there's actually quite a bit, and it's actually quite hard to condense, so I've done my best to do so, noting if you're just interested in the cost only, that will be in the next chapter of the video. In 2021, we had the green traffic light chime that was made available, improved vehicle efficiency from improvements to the motors and climate control, new mobile app features went live such as vent windows and more, a charge port inlet heater was then activated for a seamless charging experience in winter, Wi-Fi remains connected during driving, Boombox, dynamic brake-like activations for greater safety during emergency stops was also introduced, text message improvements and more minor cold weather improvements and increased braking regen in wintry conditions were received, all contributing to delivering the best efficiency in cold conditions and enabling greater vehicle range as a result of such conditions. Car wash mode, Disney Plus and Sentry mode live access on your smartphone was released for the very first time. And here's one I forgot and I guarantee everyone else did too. Airbag safety improvements, and they actually use vehicle data from crashes to improve the airbag deployments in the event of a crash. Not a headline update, but a really truly appreciative one. Waypoints on navigation was a major Christmas update request from Tesla owners that finally got added in 2021. We also got the famous Tesla Light Show, more games, apps, automatic heated seat options to match the set climate temperature. And did you know that BMW actually canned their planned subscription cost of $18 a month for activating heated seats? Pretty wild that they actually tried to make customers pay extra for that on a monthly subscription in the first place, considering that's something that you normally could just buy as a one-off add-on, or even it's just thrown in for free depending what trim you have in your car. Rounding up 2021, there was a new user interface which initially caused some controversy. ROP driver cards, and if you know, you know. But we did get the blind spot camera on indication, cloud driver profiles for multiple drivers, and a quirky detect uneven tire wear notification. I've never seen it myself, my Tesla, but from seeing it online, it does what it says in the tin. Sounds pretty magical to me. 2022 and 2023 were a bit thinner on the update content, but thankfully thicker in features, so here we go. Better predictions for supercharger usage and navigation predictions including wind direction and speeds together with weather conditions. Door and latch via the Tesla app for those frozen days. Improved supercharging efficiency for a better charging curve. Auto turn signals off for merging lanes. Apple Music app. My Q Connect Garage. Zoom functionality, though I haven't got that on my Tesla, so let's sort of discount that one. Climate warm-up options, so this prevents cold air blowing on you during the initial warm-up process and only blows warm air when it's up to temperature. Rounding up 2023, there was the phone key improvements, auto wiper improvements, though some of you will probably disagree that actually ever happened, text sizing options, improved phone call clarity, automatic headlight improvements, better scroll wheel functionality, and finally, better camera clarity. And this one actually made the resolution on the side fender cameras seem like a hardware upgrade, and it was night and day difference, and I'm literally not exaggerating, there really was a visual difference just from a software update. Then heading into 2024, I got the supercharger amenities upgrade on navigation. We've got speed cameras en route, more cameras via live feed on smartphone. We've got the trip planner availability on phone, Apple Podcasts, custom lock sounds, phone charging reminders, the much improved adaptive high beams that I mentioned earlier, security pin to drive improvements, one-time charge limit, Audible app, and average speed camera zone monitoring. So if you haven't worked it out, a hell of a lot of improvements were received by software updates over the years. So now let's tot up the value of these free additions compared to its competitors. So let's put the money where my mouth is and what you're here to find out. How much do these updates add up to? Well, for BMW's autopilot equivalent Drive Assist Plus, that's £1,250. For speed camera info, that is a recurring £25 per annum cost. For high beam assist, that was £200. And if you want to add any dash cam functionality, be prepared to fork out another £200. Adaptive cruise control, that's another £750. And yes, you heard that correctly. If you want to skip the BMW infotainment system, they will allow you to use Apple CarPlay at £265. And if you want the map updates every year, that's going to cost you £80 per year. Reoccurring. Over at Mercedes, things do look very similar, but I could not find all the features that Tesla had installed. Instead, their autopilot equivalent was £1,500 and a set fixed package cost near £700 for just 36 months only, so that will be reoccurring after that 3-year period. And that added Sentry Mode functionality, kind of tracking via the phone, and a valet mode like functionality. So that covers some of the features, again, but just not all of it. Over at Porsche, their autopilot equivalent was a whopping £2,042. Yeah, the costs only increased from here. HD matrix headlights were £1,750 and keyless entry was then £650. So all that stuff I've just noted, Tesla has included for free, and it even gets better over time thanks to these software updates. So what is the comparative figure here? Well, priceless. No, I'm just kidding. I can't do that to you. I think looking over these costs, the BMW offers somewhat amount of functionality and price comparison to actually enable us to compare the costs. So this comes out at around £2,780 plus £105 per annum costs to retain some of those functionalities that I mentioned earlier, just simply the per annum costs and ones that you couldn't buy on an unlimited basis. And remembering this doesn't offer the exact same features for the cost either. However, that said, I do think over a 3-year period, this has to then be in excess of £3,000 or $3,750 at least. So I think we call it £1,000 per annum in added value for free. Pretty wild times, don't you think? And this is just what I can compare to similar features. So to conclude, are over-the-air updates worth it, and should it be considered as a serious USP if you are buying a 2024 Tesla Model 3 or a 2024 Tesla Model Y? Yes, absolutely. If the writing isn't already on the wall, gaining circa £1,000 per year or $1,200 a year in new features just by pressing the install button sounds pretty damn justifiable to me. I mean, look at the competition. They make you pay for some of these features via monthly or annual subscriptions. All of these cost comparisons used are additional subscription features only. So they're not even free downloads, but software activated add-ons instead. And these are not the same on principle, nor on quality, though I suspect you'll be the best judge of that. So did you expect such a wide spectrum of different software updates? Can you remember some of those features being added to your Tesla for the first time? And do you agree that free quality software updates should be the industry standard? Let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't already, do like the video, subscribe, share it with any friends or family that do find it beneficial. You fakes have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.